Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. Today we are going to watch how a Korean master tier player is going to play Skarner in the jungle. Right now Skarner is played on both jungle and top lane, and in top lane he has even higher win rate. At the moment I record this video after 1 week after Skarner was released. And right now he has quite higher win rate in top lane. It's almost 49%, and in the jungle he has around 42%. So it's like 8-7% higher in the top lane. Speaking about pick rate, it's a little bit the same. He has 7% pick rate on both top lane and jungle. But since Skarner was more popular as a jungler before the rework, this is why I think that maybe for most people it's going to be more interesting to watch him as a jungler. And I also didn't find an interesting game as a Skarner on the top lane, but played by a Korean master tier player. There are not many replays at the moment in the replay database, because the champion was released just a week ago, so it was quite hard to find a game that has all the requirements. Before the rework, Skarner was a tank who also bought some items for attack speed, like Witsend or Trinity Force, but right now Skarner is a pure tank, and we see Taliyah has interrupted his gank. Taliyah has probably knew that Skarner would want to gank Renekton on the top lane. It was a nice jungle reading done by Taliyah, or maybe it was just a coincidence, who knows. So I hope that we will see in this game how to Skarner in the jungle, how to play him, how to make ganks. And if we compare him with his previous version, this Skarner is a completely different champion. The only skill he has, it's his ult, which works in a little bit similar way as it was before the rework. And the first kill for Skarner. His runes you can also see at the left bottom corner. He plays with Hail of Blades, which is unusual. Most Skarner jungle players prefer to play with Face Rush at the moment. But Hail of Blades seems like okay keystone as well, because it helps Skarner to stack up his passive more quickly and start to deal percentage damage to enemies. This is actually percentage damage, which is really nice abilities at his disposal. He is able to do both physical and magical types of damage by his passive and Q, which is great for a tank, because he doesn't need to buy any items to make damage, and still he does one. His ability order depends on where we play. If we play in the jungle, it's better to learn Q at first. And if we play on the top lane, then his W is a more popular ability. Because Q allows him to deal more damage to jungle monsters. And W increases his damage to champions. If we watch the stats, we see that when we learn W, we increase our damage from 60 to 180. And if we learn Q, we just increases quite slightly from 10 to 50 damage. Most of his damage from Q to champions is applied by percentage of the enemy maximum health. This is why it's not necessary to learn Q as fast as possible on the top lane, but it's quite necessary for the jungle, since we increase our damage to jungle monsters from 100 to 400. So as a jungler, we have to learn Q at the first, and secondary we learn W, E we learn in the last turn, and of course our ultimate we have to learn when we can, at level 6, 11 and 16. Right now, the red team has lane priority on the bottom lane, so Seraphine can help Skarner to farm this dragon. The enemy team also knows what's going on, but they just let Skarner to kill it. Well, Ocean Dragon is the best when it's taken early at early stage of the game, since this dragon helps all players in the red team now to restore their health and to stay longer in lane. Actually, it was a nice gank by Skarner. However, I think it could have been performed better. Like, I think he was able to stun N0Т. He should move to a wall, to this wall, and to collapse N0Т into this wall. Well, she is dead anyway. But when we grab an enemy champion by E, and when we collide him on a wall, then we apply stun as well. This is why it's better to use it. Especially it's very helpful when it comes to team fights in the jungle. Oh, a little bit. It was not enough distance to apply stun to Ashe. But it was enough damage to send her to the fountain, which is most important. Now he sees that probably his team needs help on the mid lane, but there were too many enemies. Now he has Bamis and Chain West. Those two items would make him easier to clean the jungle. We see that right now enemy jungle monsters don't do any damage to Skarner. Skarner is waiting for Gnar. They will try to attack 2 against 1 Renekton. He knows that Renekton has no wards in this area. Oh, Taliyah is also here. This was probably unexpected for Skarner and Gnar. So everything Skarner can do right now is just take minions, because Gnar has no opportunity to do it anyway. His teleport on cooldown. So if Skarner doesn't kill those minions, tower would kill them anyway. Oh, nice! Nice! It can be killed! It seems like Renekton forgot about Skarner's ult. Nice. You should never forget, when there are no enemy minions, you should remember that Skarner can pull you under the tower. And it's interesting, the tower has chosen to attack Skarner instead of those ranged minions. They were probably out of the tower's range, however they stay super close. So, I'm sorry, I did a mistake. I said about red minions, I meant allied minions. If you have no allied minions, you should be really scared of Skarner when you stay close to his tower, since he can pull you under by using his ult. The same deal as with Tahm Kench, for example. You should also be careful, because Tahm Kench can eat your champion and then carry it under the tower. And since Renekton has no armor, right now he bought plated steel caps, but in this moment when he was killed, he had no additional armor, I guess. So the tower has done quite a lot of damage to him. So right now Skarner has 4 kills. His Q is almost maxed to the maximum level. And now the next dragon is about to appear quite soon. However, the score is bad for the red team. Skarner is the only champion who has kills. And at the moment the red team has no priority on both mid lane and bottom lane. So it's going to be hard to get this dragon, which would be good for Jinx, Gnar, also Skarner. Well, mostly for attack speed based champions like Jinx and partially Skarner. Yeah, and as we see, Taliyah has killed Hextech Dragon. Well, it's fine. If you have a bad start, in most cases you have no choice but let the enemy team to get the dragons. You play for the late game, you try to farm, you hope for scaling. Nice attack, and another kill goes to Skarner. But it's hard when you are only champion who have kills, and if you play not a carry champion, and Skarner is not a carry champion, he's a tank, he's frontline for his team. But it's despite his percentage damage on Q and passive, I still doubt that Skarner is able to carry 1v5. Nice ult by Seraphine. And N0Т tries to kill Skarner, but she was under his control. He ulted her and N0Т has lost her control. So sometimes we use Skarner's ult not just to move an enemy somewhere, right? We can pull them just to apply a crowd control, like a stun, and we can move them. We can even not move them, just grasp them and stay around our carry champions and let them do damage to kill the target which is under our ult. It's like additional stun effect. His second item is Night Wow. He has bonded to Jinx. So he is trying to support Jinx. Well, at least Jinx has 3 kills right now. So she's their hope, and Skarner is... he wants to be an additional support for her, to share some damage between them. Because Skarner cannot deal enough damage to carry team fights. He needs his teammates to have damage among carry champions. And as we see, Gnaris has 0-7-0 score, he has 7 deaths. Hui is also 0-3, so those champions are going to be useless for the most part of the game. They need to farm at, I don't know, the game has to be like 40 or 50 minutes long for them to farm up all the items to start to deal damage. And it's probably not going to happen, since games in Korean server are usually shorter. And the next dragon is about to appear quite soon. Will they try to fight over this dragon? Maybe Skarner would gank someone. If they can kill 1 or 2 champions, so with number advantage, they would be able to fight for this dragon. But they have no time. The dragon has appeared, all the enemy champions are alive, they have their ults, except of Ashe and N0Т. And Seraphine has died, so the red team has no other option but allow their enemies to get this dragon as well. Unfortunate for them. And the dragon score right now is 2-1. They have just decided to destroy N0Т to ruin his mental, I guess. Sometimes it's quite a strategy, you know, to destroy a mental health of one of your enemies by camping him over and over and over again. If you make someone fit, you destroy his mental, he doesn't want to play, he wants to surrender. And also, if he has toxic teammates, they would start to flame him, which is going to destroy his mental even faster. So sometimes it's quite a strategy for a jungler. You just pick one target and you camp him until he is out of his mind. Well, this was nice ult, but done by Skarner. That brings Hui his first kill in this game. Jinx has 4 kills at the moment. So the most important right now is for Gnar to stay calm. For Gnar and for Seraphine, because they have horrible scores, and usually I know it by myself. I think you also know it. When you have such a score, you just want to leave and to forget this game once and forever. But sometimes those games can be carried by your teammates. You just have to stay calm and let your teammates try to carry you. Okay, and he steals! Skarner steals Baron Nashor. Well played. Well, after that, the difference in gold is not that high. It's only actually 2,500 gold, which is nothing because both teams have 40,000. It's less than 10%. So, like, both teams are even at the moment. Well, okay, after this team fight, the goal difference has increased, and now it's about 10%, which is quite noticeable. Skarner tries to survive. But it was not enough. Taliyah has great damage. She has Magi Soul Stealer completely stacked to 25 charges. It's really hard to play in such condition, but they don't surrender. They still have Jinx. She almost has 3 complete legendary items. And their major task is play for Jinx, I guess. They have to protect her at any cost. There is Naafiri who can try to blow her up. This is why actually I think Skarner bought Knight's Vow in this game to help to protect Jinx against burst damage. But it's not enough. Knight's Vow is not enough. Jinx needs something like Immortal Shield Bow, I guess. Because if the enemy team kills Jinx at the beginning of a fight, then that's it. The red team would have no damage, at least not enough to win this team fight. third item is Jack Show. The enemy team is fed, this is the problem. When you play a tank, the best option for a tank, it's a situation when both teams have not many kills. Because if the enemy team is fed, your defensive items, you don't feel them. It's like you buy items for a tank, but you don't feel yourself like one. He also has almost 300 shield amount on his W. Unfortunately, Skarner misses his ult. But N0Т was killed. And now the red team has number advantage, which they can use only just to defend their base, because on the minimap we see no neutral objectives. But this is the only thing the losing team can do. They have to try to protect their towers. They have to try to farm minions. Especially when you have not many towers left. Most minions, they come closer to your base, which makes easier for carry champion, for an AD carry, to farm those minions and thus buy more damage items. But it's when your team allows you to buy to farm those minions. Usually when you play solo queue, no one cares, everyone farms and kills minions. It's only in high Korean, maybe elo, or in very high elo in other servers, their players maybe would allow carry champion to farm. But mostly it happens in pro games. Skarner tries to make a play here, but it's really hard, and every single mistake leads to a gray screen. Well, at the moment the red team, they do everything they can. Well, at this time Skarner was not able to steal the Baron. So right now the blue team has Baron advantage, and it's going to be hard. 8,000 gold difference. And the enemy team has Baron's Bath. The only good news for the red team is that Ashe is on the base. She was killed. And so the Baron's Bath is about 2 minutes long. So half of this time Ashe would be offline. She requires 40 seconds to respawn, and then she requires around 1 minute just to move from the base to from her base to the red team's base. Nice ult. However, Taliyah is also here. N0Т was quite tanky, despite N0Т is an assassin. However, it's also good, because it looks like the red team is going to have number advantage until the end of Baron's buff. Maybe they would be able even to kill this dragon, because if the blue team does it, they will get Dragon Soul. However, Taliyah is also here, their smites are ready, and Skarner gets the dragon. No Dragon Soul for now, for the blue team. N0Т tries to attack from behind, but she was so low, and she only brings gold to Hui. Nice. They won the team fight. They've got the dragon. So the situation is under control right now. And it's winnable. It's still winnable. However, one major mistake, a big mistake done by red team is going to be over for them. But until they play correctly and don't do this mistake, they will be fine and they have a chance to do comeback. Especially right now when most of champions have high levels. If they win one team fight, they can probably finish the game. They just need something, maybe a better team fight, better combination of their abilities, or maybe they can catch someone out of position like Rengar here. So they kill Rengar, and now they should fastly move back to their base and protect their inhibitors. Skarner tries to engage. He grabs Ashe. And now the blue team has lost their AD carry. It's a super hard game for Skarner. But hey, Skarner and Jinx, they have only 2 deaths. It's really hard to play with such a good KDA when you have such a fat enemy team. And the gold lead is almost invisible. It's only 3,000 gold lead. So right now we can say that both teams are on equal position. And one team fight, one mistake can decide everything. So in this game we see how to play Skarner in the jungle from behind, right? When your team doesn't do well. But if no one surrenders, if you try to your best in this game, you can try to play for late game to get this chance, yeah? You have to play all the game just to have this chance to win last team fight. But sometimes you just can't. You have this chance, but it doesn't... There are no guarantee that you win this. Oh, Hui was surrounded by Renekton. Skarner engages. Right now Jinx can stay behind Skarner and apply damage from afar, which is everything she needs. And Skarner throws his stone, kills Nico. They have to be careful, there are a super minion. Okay, looks like fine. Naafiri is dead. But Naafiri is not only champion with teleport. Renekton has teleport as well. He doesn't use it to teleport here. Maybe they kill. Yeah, they kill the dragon. And so the red team has killed Baron, but the enemy has their dragon soul. However, maybe they will be able to kill Taliyah. She has 1 HP. So right now they have even amount of gold, almost. And Baron advantage. Let's see, will they be able to use it? Skarner also has Abyssal Mask that increases the damage done by magical type champions like Hui, a little bit Seraphine. However, Seraphine plays without Leandri's Mask. And also Skarner's damage, because his passive deals magical type of damage, his W and his ult as well. So Abyssal Mask increases his damages as well. Nice dodge. This was quite a dangerous moment. If Ashe would have stunned him. However, it's really hard because so many enemy champions. And there were only 2 of the red team. Unlucky. But how did this happen? Gnar moves too far. And we see Naafiri one-shots Seraphine. Jinx runs for her life, but she's not a mobile champion. And now the blue team uses this moment, while red's AD carry is on the fountain. Well, unlucky guys. Unfortunately, the red team will not have this last team fight. Their carry champion was caught out of position. And the game is over. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and now you know, you have an imagine how to play Skarner in the jungle. Thank you for watching and see you in next videos. Bye bye.